President Obama, in his health care plan, did something that seemed fairly uncontroversial at the time. The people providing health care needed to provide for birth control at no extra cost. But you know what? He made an exemption for churches and religious organizations, because if it's against their faith, he didn't want to force them to carry it at no extra cost, even though it really is almost no different than any other health care plan. But if you were, for example, a religious organization that's not the church itself, but a Catholic hospital or a university, and you employed a lot of people who are not Catholic. In fact, the majority probably of the employees of some of those hospitals are not Catholic, et cetera, and it applied to all those institutions. Well, then you had the same rule that applied to you as everyone else, and it's because you didn't want to discriminate against the women that worked at those institutions, where they would have to find a new plan and they'd have to pay extra, et cetera, et cetera. You wanted them treated like any other woman in the country to be able to have access to that birth control. Now, luckily, a great and overwhelming majority of the country agrees with that. Well, what happened? Of course, the Republican presidential candidates and the entire Republican Party have decided, hey, this is a good way to attack Obama. Why? We're going to claim that he is doing religious discrimination. How dare he, violate the religious principles of these Catholic hospitals, universities, et cetera. In fact, Mitt Romney said, quote, "They are now using Obamacare to impose a secular vision on Americans who believe that they should not have their religious freedom taken away." And Newt Gingrich often talks about this as well. Now, it's an absurd argument, because it isn't about religious freedom. It's about protecting the women in those institutions. In fact, the only exemption is for religious institutions, for the churches, synagogues, et cetera, if they want to do that and go in that direction, right? And it doesn't really matter, because a great majority of Catholics agree with the president's position on birth control. So what has the president done, of course? He has decided that they need to compromise. Axelrod.
Has the White House failed in its messaging?
Well, I'll let you guys have commented on this, and I'm less concerned about the messaging of this than to find a resolution that makes sense. Through, I heard earlier Joe say, well, there may be compromises that can be reached. We have great respect for the work that these institutions do. They're important elements of our country. They serve many Americans, and we certainly don't want to abridge anyone's religious freedom. So we're going to look for a way to move forward that both guarantees women that basic preventive care that they need, and respects the prerogatives of religious institutions.
There's one word to describe all those words that he just threw at you: buckle. They're about to buckle. They're going to find a compromise that respects both sides, blah, 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 blah. They're running for the hills. You know why? That's what they always do, because they never want to stand and fight. Now, you might say, hey, maybe it's bad politics. Really? Let me disabuse you of that notion. Let me give you the numbers here. Now, when people were asked, should all employers be required to provide their employees with health care plans that cover contraception or birth control at no cost, 55% of all Americans say yes. In fact, 58% of Catholics say yes. So you've got a great majority of the Catholics behind you. You think that's a good number. Wait till you get a load of this number. More than 80% of adults polled said they think birth control should be accessible, that it should be dispensed by pharmacists without discrimination or delay. 80%. Not good enough? I'll give you more. 89% of Catholic women support expanding access to contraception for women who cannot afford it. 89%. 89%. But no. You got to run. The Republicans criticized you. What's your gut reaction every time? Run for the hills, right? Because these numbers aren't good enough. A gigantic portion of the population being on your side, not good enough. You want to know what percentage of women who are sexually active in this country use birth control? 99%. 99%. And you're going to run from that issue? How bad a politician are you? How pathetic are you? Look, they'll say, oh, no, but Cenk, it's not about birth control. The Republicans framed it as a matter of religious freedom. Well, you know what? You don't have to give in every time. You could fight back. You're also on television. You're president of the United States of America. At the very least, you have a bully pulpit. You can get up and say, These people want to limit access to birth control? That's what they want to do? Now, for the young woman working at that Catholic hospital who might be Jewish or Protestant or any other denomination, or who might be Catholic and uses birth control anyway, because 99% of women use it, they want to make them get a whole nother policy. They want to have them pay extra. They want to discriminate against 99% of women who use birth control. How dare they? How dare they? I am here to stand up for women in this country. If the Republicans want to take the other side of it, have at it, Hoss. Let's go to war. If the president ran on that issue, if he said, hey, you know what? You win. I like the issue that you have picked. Let's run the whole campaign on that issue. I'm for birth control. You're against it. Have at it, Hoss. Oh, you want to frame it as religious freedom? Go ahead, try. See what happens. He would bury them. But as always, Mr. Timid, Mr. can't take any chance whatsoever. Mr. never seen a fight he likes. Never seen a fight he doesn't want to run from. What does he do? Oh, I got 99% of women on my side? Well, I don't have the extra 1%. I got to run for the hills. How do you get behind a guy like this, man?